Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of, I actually completely forgot what I'm doing today. July 18th, I think. I don't know. It'll be in the title. You know, if you've been watching me for a while, you know. Do I ever know what date it is? No, is the answer to that question. So, you know, if you're new here, there you go. I don't know what I was going to say, as usual. And as usual, this entire deck is upside down here, Aquarius. But let's see what is going on for you here, Aquarius, for the week of the 18th, I think. But very interesting. You know, I can't really see because, you know, I'm traveling right now and I'm staying in this place. The lighting isn't, you know, I have my lights set up here, but they have to be so bright that I actually am blinded right now. But this looks pretty good to me here, Aquarius. You start off with the Emperor showing up here in your first row. The Emperor, of course, is a card of like taking action, or it can represent needing to take action. Normally, the Emperor, he's sitting down on his throne, and you can see that under his cloak he has his armor on, and it kind of represents the fact that he is ready to go at a moment's notice. He is ready to, you know, he's not taking action normally on the traditional Emperor card, but he is ready to take action at any moment. I'm very focused on that for you here in this reading. You even end with the Fool card, and the Fool card is also, of course, a card that can represent like taking action or taking a leap of faith. In your first row here, you have the Nine of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles, everything here really tells me that you're ready to take action. Nine of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness. You also have the Queen of Pentacles, which is also a card of resourcefulness, of course. So I feel like you have the resources necessary. I think the problem here, and I'm pretty, correct me if I'm wrong here, Aquarius, but I'm pretty sure in one of your recent readings, I said something about you needing to go from kind of like your lower self to your higher self. It's interesting that you have this lower world card, and it's like, I feel like that the devil should have shown up here. And again, the devil kind of represents our baser instincts. It can represent us, you know, operating from a root chakra. You know, that's not like accurate tarot. That's Chris's crappy tarot here. But what I would say is intuitively, I feel like it's accurate for you. And you know, operating from these chakras again. I think some of this like spiritual speak. I've heard a lot of other like spiritual teachers and stuff talk about this stuff, and I'm always like, okay, it's not like that complicated, right? It's not like a bad thing to operate from your root chakra. Obviously, we have the chakra system for a reason. But I feel like the energy needs to be brought up is where I'm going here, because it's almost like you had to operate from, you know, the baser instincts, right? Whatever you want to call it, to learn some things. The lower world, when we get there, we'll talk about it. Not a bad thing. You had to operate there, but now it's time to like lift yourself up, and that's really what I feel like this reading is talking about. You even have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores. So I do see like a lot of improvements coming in for you here, Aquarius, in your life. I do also feel that you're leaving some things behind at this time. I kind of feel it's multiple things. For some of you, it could just be a move. Obviously, if you're moving, then you're leaving things behind. But I do feel just like the traditional Six of Swords meaning of moving on from calmer shores. You also have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, another card that really tells me she's ready. She's not focused on this rabbit here. She's focused on the pentacle. Rabbits can represent fertility and abundance, but they can also represent moving, things moving very quickly, like in spurts. You know, if you've ever seen a rabbit, they kind of like move very quickly, and then sometimes they like stop. If you've ever startled a rabbit, for example, like they move very quickly and then they freeze to try to hide. But really, on the Queen of Pentacles, it can represent the fact that she's focused on the fact that she has the resources necessary to do something. She's not focused on running, hiding, anxiety, fear, any of those baser instincts, right? She's not focused on those things. She knows that she's ready. Really, this whole entire reading is telling me that you're ready for something. You even have the Knight of Pentacles. This is you hesitating, not taking action, not calling you out. I feel like I say that every single reading for you, Aquarius, but, you know, I do feel here with the Knight of Pentacles that, you know, it is a card of hesitating. It is a card of feeling like you're not ready when you are ready. Sometimes when I get like the Knight of Pentacles and the Fool, like you have here in this reading, to me it can kind of really represent over preparation. Even with that like Nine of Pentacles and that Queen of Pentacles, you know, just putting all these pieces of the puzzle together, I feel like it's like you have what you need to, you know, slay the dragon that in your life right now, and whatever that dragon is, doesn't really matter. So I feel like some of you have a kind of an obstacle that you're trying to overcome. It doesn't have to be a bad obstacle. It could be a good obstacle, like trying to make your business more successful or trying to find love. And I feel like this reading follows the hero's journey. I feel like it follows the fool's journey very well as well. But right now, I feel there's a little bit of hesitation about like kind of making a move towards something. You have the King of Cups, the Temperance card, and the Two of Swords. I feel like, perfection is the enemy of progress, is what I feel like saying on the Temperance card. Not really what the Temperance card represents, but just I read intuitively. And I kind of feel like this is trying to make things perfect, waiting for the perfect moment, or, trying to make sure everything is in its perfect place before you make a move. For some of you, I do feel that you could be wanting to make a move towards a water sign or a fellow air sign, or it could be an earth sign as well, or an Aries. Those are the signs that are probably in demand. It's going to be different for all of you. But I feel if it's one of those signs, you could be waiting to make a move. And I feel like this is saying, like, again, perfection is the enemy of progress. So I feel like you need to make some moves with this card. Same thing with the Two of Swords. It's like, with the Two of Swords, I get, to me this is a card of like sometimes of like mediation. And the reason I say that is because, the Two of Swords can represent a time where you're maybe trying to come to an agreement. You're trying to like balance things out in some area of your life, where you're trying to kind of come to some sort of, agreement. I don't know what word I'm looking for here is, but the point is here with the Two of Swords is it's like, I feel like there is no, I feel like saying there is no middle ground. It's like if you're trying to start a business, it's like if you're trying to maybe keep, two groups of people happy, or maybe you're trying to make sure you don't upset your current boss because you're going to quit and start a business, and like I get all this stuff rushing around in my head, right? And I feel like this Two of Swords is really saying that there is no middle ground for you. It's kind of like you need to accept the fact that you can't keep everybody in your life happy. For a lot of you, just again, it's not showing up here in the reading, but again, I read intuitively. Intuitively, I feel for some of you that you could be trying to keep multiple people happy, and it's just not. It's like a choice needs to be made. It's like impossible to keep anyone happy. This is why I say, I don't even try to keep people happy, right? Just try to keep yourself happy. That's enough. And I kind of feel like that's where this reading is going, and that's what I get. Next, you have this lower world card. Again, part of me feels that this is talking about the fact that you've been operating from kind of like your baser instincts, the root chakra, whatever you want to call it. Is it a bad thing? Hell no. What I would say here is that, part of the hero's journey is, any hero's journey movie, book that you read, the hero always has to go into the underworld, the lower world, to find some sort of like weapon or treasure or whatever that kind of destroys or overcomes the obstacle that is before him. And I feel that for you, where it's like, maybe you've gone through some difficult times recently. Six of Swords is a rite of passage, and you have the Six of Swords right here. And, it kind of really represents the fact that you've been through something. But it's like, but at the same time, I feel like this reading is like saying, okay, you have the sword, you have whatever you need to slay the dragon, but Nine of Swords. You have the Nine of Swords, King of Swords, and the Fool. The Nine of Swords, to me, is like still needing the world to be a certain way before you take action. Nine of Swords is going to bed, having a nightmare, waking up and being in a nightmare, right? And I feel like you need to kind of like leave the nightmare. Part of me also, as I've been saying for months, years now, that, we're in some very interesting times. I do feel like there are some weird things that we'll be seeing. I had the prediction that I posted in the community tab like last week that I was right about world leaders stepping down, things like that. That's already started to happen. But I feel like it's going to get a little bit crazier, and there's going to be some truths that come out that are very uncomfortable. And, again, I'm not speaking politically here, but, I think when these things happen, people always, like, delay doing things, like starting a business or whatever. But, I always like to remind people that it's like, there's some famous advice from Warren Buffett, right? When he says, be fearful when people are greedy, and greedy when people are fearful. And I'm not talking about, investing here, although that could be part of it. I feel like that's true for pretty much anything. It's like, if you can start a business right now during a difficult time and make it successful, imagine what's going to happen when things improve, because things are going to improve, right? And it's like, the reason I talk about this stuff so much is because I've had a lot of great people in my life, and a lot of the more successful ones, it's like they are always like perfectly even no matter what is going on in the world. They don't care who the president is. They don't care who, they don't care what happened, on the news or anything like that. They just focus on what is exactly in front of them. And those are always the most successful people, right? And I feel like this is encouraging you to do that. It's like saying there might be like a lot of worries and fears coming up in the world, but it's like I feel like, unless you can do something about it, which again, if you can, great. But if you can't, then I would say focus on what's in front of you. I feel like you're turning into the King of Swords here. I also feel this is saying that there are experts, there are people who can help you at this time. if you're like investing or if you're looking to learn about whatever it is that you're doing, like business or work, there are people who can help you. I also feel that there are people who can help you in like love matters as well. The thing is I get a delay here on the King of Swords. I feel this intuitively. Some of you might be, I don't know, this is very specific, I'm not gonna lie. So it might only be for some of you, but I would say if you've been delaying like a separation, a divorce, or something like that, again, I kind of feel it's like this right here, the Two of Swords. There is no middle ground. I feel like there is no making two sides happy. And so I feel like you just need to take a leap of faith here, Aquarius, with the Fool card. The Fool is about taking a leap of faith. The Fool, he's also over-prepared, kind of. He has this tiny little sack on his back right here, and it represents the fact that he has everything he needs right here, right between his two ears. And whenever I get, like, the Fool and the Knight of Pentacles, to me that represents, like, over-preparation or trying to over-prepare for something that you just can't over-prepare for. So I really feel this reading is really pretty simple. I feel like it's saying take action on something that you know you want in your life, regardless of what's going on in the world, right? So let's see what we get for you here, Aquarius. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups, again, he, normally is a guy crying over the 3 cups in front of him when he has 2 cups behind him, and those 2 cups lead to a bridge and a castle as well on the Five of Cups. So I feel like you need to realize that, it's like some of you maybe have lost your taste for something, maybe something no longer excites you, and I feel like you're looking to walk away from that, whether it's a relationship. For most of you, for whatever reason, I'm getting a major financial focus here, Aquarius. So I feel for a lot of you that it's like you've lost your taste for, what you're doing, or maybe the way that you are doing it as far as work, business, career is concerned. Even if you're retired, again, I always get comments from people who are retired. I'm always like, take it how it resonates, number one. It's like I can't read for every single little situation that is going on in everybody's life. But, even if you're retired, doesn't mean you can't, have projects going on in the home and things like that. So the Five of Cups is popping into my head as more you looking for more fulfillment. With the Six of Swords, here we go. You have the Devil, exactly what I was talking about. I literally said the Devil in that first row. So I felt that right away at the beginning of the reading. I feel like some of you have been operating on kind of like on those baser instincts. Is it a bad thing? I would say hell no. No pun intended, right? I just realized that I dropped the pun there. But I feel like you've learned what you need to learn. Now it's time to get moving. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Hierophant. Are you kidding me? This word, it's like, this reading is literally putting the words in my mouth. I mean, the Hierophant is a card of learning, having learned, education, and that's exactly what I said. It's like you've learned everything you needed to learn here, and now you're getting moving. For some of you, it's kind of interesting. I get this feeling of kind of like breaking a curse, but it's not like a curse. Personally, I don't believe in curses. Just in general, just so you know. But what I would say is I think there are some things where it's like we have some generational imprints, right? Where it's like maybe we start going down a path that our parents went down. And that's what I mean by breaking a generational curse. I feel like you are, for some of you, it's like maybe you see your life kind of going a certain direction, like maybe you were raised a certain way, and that's what you are breaking here with this energy. I like it. With the King of Cups, you have the Moon card here. I would definitely trust your intuition at this time. A lot of mystery. It's kind of interesting. If you're dealing with other people, I just want to, this also, if you saw that, kind of wanted to pop out with the Moon. And you have the Nine of Wands. It's kind of like, I see you in a very mysterious place, but in the future, I feel like people will be looking at you and saying how the hell did they do that? How the hell did Aquarius, turn their life around, or how did Aquarius build that business or get into that amazing relationship, whatever the case may be. So I kind of feel like you're a little bit mysterious at this time. With the Temperance card, you have the Lovers. Again, being at a crossroads, like I said, I feel a lot of choice here, but it's like one choice. But there is no middle ground. Like I said, if you're trying to please two sides in any area of your life, I would be careful of that with this reading. With the Two of Swords, you have there you go, Ten of Swords. I literally was talking about this on the, on the Two of Swords here, that the Ten of Swords is kind of, that Two of Swords, I was saying that there is no middle ground. Ten of Swords, something is dead done over with. Something needs to be left behind, and there needs to be a new beginning. For some of you, sometimes I feel with this lower world card, sometimes I feel like we get comfortable in being uncomfortable. So, it's like when things start to improve, we get scared because we develop a comfort zone even in what is uncomfortable, right? And so I feel like that's why sometimes we backslide towards what we know. It's like people always ask me, why do people, always end up in like with a person that cheats on them, for example? I'm like, well, that type of person has become a comfort zone because you know what you're going to get. And again, not a criticism, by the way, Aquarius. I've done this in multiple areas of my life where I kind of go back. And I feel like this is saying, really, that's not comfortable. You need to get comfortable being uncomfortable, which is like pushing yourself into the real world. Here you go. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this is part of your outcome, your fortunes. It's like a favorable turn of events is what I feel like this reading is saying, really. With the King of Swords, you have the Magician. Again, like I said, I really feel people in the future are going to be like, how the hell did they do this? It's like you've manifested it. So I feel like you've manifested a lot, but through your action. It's like the steps you have taken in the underworld, being willing to kind of sacrifice whatever you need to sacrifice or whatever. I think this is what has made you very successful here, Aquarius. And I feel like you're manifesting very quickly, so I'd watch your words. With the Fool, you have the Knight of Cups, Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you here, if you want love. For really, I'm going to tell you another story in just a second, but this Knight of Cups, I feel, is you kind of manifesting the dream world. Normally the Knight of Cups is like looking into that cup and he's manifesting what he has been dreaming about. And I feel like that's what's also happening here, but definitely a major turnaround. If you want love, going this direction, some of you could be going from single, Nine of Pentacles, Five of Cups, sad, to you've been patient. I feel like the universe sees that you've been patient around love, and I feel like they're attracting a lover into your life if you want love. Like I said, the Fool, I feel like is just saying, take a leap of faith. Don't, base it off of past situations. Again, I feel like there could be a person where it's almost like you ask the universe for something better. I feel like the universe is providing. I would say be careful of getting scared of this type of person because, again, I feel like they're outside your comfort zone in the sense that they're a good person. They're not a bad person. So I feel like you don't know what you're going to get with this person if you're attracting love into your life. It's almost like I feel like saying you can't see a future with them. That is not accurate. But I feel what it is that you just can't believe that you've attracted something like this. So again, don't run away scared if something really good comes in. That's much better than what you experienced in the past. Super interesting reading. I love this. So thank you for being here, Aquarius. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.